Say something.
1, 2,
Check
1,
if
2.
we're going live.
1, 2, check 1, 2. It's Olympio.
Yeah. I think we're officially live. Yay. I'm going to change the link. I'm Joe, the host of this interview, and we've had tech issues. And so I'm going to put the new link for everyone, especially on Twitter, to watch it. Is that okay, y'all? Give me a second. And we shall get going.
I'm going to put up a post. We're live. DM me for link.
Hey, look at us trying to do everything. The work of 4 people is done by 1 person, 2 people even. Did you have anyone to do your makeup today, Olympio?
Oh, yeah. Me, myself, and I.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. You know, Olympia, I'm just going to give you this link if you're in touch with your peeps, so you can tell them to share it.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You can also tell them it's on Twitter. I put the link on Twitter. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Before we get in, should I put it on Facebook for Rico?
Facebook and maybe Instagram.
Yeah, okay. We're doing this. Hang on, y'all, while we do some admin. These are the struggles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of DIY. But I'm really sorry, Olympia. This shouldn't be this difficult.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
I'm adding it to my link.
You're very generous. So my
internet is so slow.
It is. That's the other thing. It is frustrating. Okay. Did you have these kind of issues while making your music video?
Yeah, there was a lot of different issues while making music. It was a long process. It was just a long process.
Oh, how long? Well, that's an interview question, but I really want to know, how long did it take to do all of it? Just the video part now, casting for the video, finding the location, then going and doing all of the video, and then post-production.
I think 3, 4, let's see, March. 4 or 5 months, maybe.
Whoa.
Yeah.
4 or 5 months, jeez.
Yeah.
But that comes with all kind of stories, isn't it? Yeah. Which we are now officially going to get into. Woohoo! Woohoo! I'm so excited. Welcome. Welcome officially, Olympia, to your interview with Good Day Cork.
Thank you so much.
I really sincerely apologize for all these tech issues that I have had with you this morning. So how are you?
I'm good. I like Sunday mornings. They're chill. I'm not working. I'm not in college. I'm doing college work, but it's chill. So it's nice.
Yeah. Tell us, for people who do not know, what are you studying at college?
So I'm studying occupational therapy in UCC. I'm in my 3rd year. Woo!
That is brilliant. Woo, woo, woo. Third year. Is that the final year or is there one more year to go?
One more year after this, one more year to go.
Okay, so there's that aspect of you, and there's the musician aspect of you. There's so many things I could talk to you about. But today we're going to talk about your latest single, EPG.
Yep, yep.
And you were just saying while we were, I was trying to figure out all the tech, that it took you 4 or 5 months to get that, you and your crew to get the video, to put it together and to
Yeah.
release it. But even before that process of the tangible output that
Mhm.
everyone gets to see, please will you tell us how long did it take you to write this song?
It actually didn't take me very long. So the backstory to it was, I wrote it in the midst of COVID. Um, I guess COVID just began, and then the murder of George Floyd happened, and I guess that just kind of had just an impact on me. I was triggered by it. I guess a lot of people around the world were, but I feel like we hear a lot about racism, and hearing is the key word there, especially from the states, um, and how significant it is over there. But like to visually see it, I felt like it was almost essential shock waves, around the world, and like my body like tensed up, you know, and I felt like a lot of traumas were like resubmerged from like my own experiences, lived experiences of racism. Um, so it was quite difficult to see. It was like you could almost feel, I almost felt it like myself as I was watching it, um, and I broke down, and I wasn't myself for quite a while. And then we had I was invited to speak at the Cork Migrant Centre for an anti-racism summit. Webinar that happened in June, and I guess I summed up a lot of my racial experiences through spoken word, and I got to share that amongst policymakers and politicians and various other people, um, that I guess can make a change here in Ireland. I was amongst various other young people who also spoke, but I guess post the murder of George Floyd and the, the webinar, I felt like I just I just wasn't feeling like myself anymore. I was feeling extremely anxious. I was feeling um, almost depressed because I was just overwhelmed with all these emotions of racism and everything that was just happening around the world. I was just feeling it more intensely, I guess, because I was isolated at home. And when you're reading the news and taking in the news, there was just so much happening in my head. And one day, we used to even go out and protest when the protests were happening, the anti-racism protests in Cork, in Dublin, or wherever they were happening. And I guess again, like all that was just overwhelming for me. And then there was just one day where I decided, you know what, let me write a song about how I'm feeling. And within like, I think maybe an hour, I just poured it all out of me. And of course, I was tweaking it um, over time, but within an hour. And I think it's one of the songs that I've written. And I think I wrote it like faster than any other song I've ever written. And I think it's just because it just came from a place of truth and a place of vulnerability, but I wasn't like afraid anymore to share how I was feeling. So I was just pouring it out. And I guess in the chorus where I say exploitation, power, greed, it's almost like a protest because during all that time we were protesting, and I guess I almost wrote it as a protest in a sense where I wanted other people who felt exploited by power or greed to almost protest with me, and once they hear it, they can join in. Um, So yeah, that's, I guess that's where that's the backstory to the song.
Mm. Yeah, I I appreciate you calling it the backstory. It's very much the front story of it. And
Yeah.
it's exploitation, power, greed. I can't breathe. That's, and you said it, it's a chant, it is a chant. And it and you've said it, that it calls out the blatant oppression of people. In many ways, it's extremely sad that yet one more young person who's Black, in the global context, has to call it out. And in Ireland, there's so many conversations taking place in silos about this, and your voice is that your voice through this vehicle of this song is part of that conversation. And you've already said all of those feelings that you've shared. That wouldn't have been easy to keep repeating, because I'm sure 100 people ask you this, and I'm sorry that I've asked you this. But what I really also want to know is that how did you support yourself through this? Did you get support? Did you have to actively look for support?
Mm.
How was that for you?
Um, for me, music is an outlet for me. Music in itself was the support for me. It's therapeutic for me. Um, I feel like I struggle to express myself just through conversation. Well, I'm good, but sometimes I really struggle to talk about the difficult issues, the elephant in the room, as they say. But through music, I can just pour it out, and not like I can separate the music from the person almost. If I wanted to, I could talk about my experiences in third person, or I can say it as it is. But I do it in a way where I'm comfortable, to release it to the world, and it doesn't really. It's a tool, I guess, that I use to express myself freely and comfortably. But on the other hand, I did have great support. You know, I had my friends, my family, my partner, um, and they were there to support me. You know, through discussions, through just going out and having dinner, through asking me how I was. I think there's so much in asking how somebody is, how their day is going, and making sure that person is actually comfortable enough to actually tell you how they're feeling, as opposed to, oh, I'm good, I'm fine all the time. You know, the automatic response that we usually give. I think um, almost the question is like, no, how are you really? I think I have those people around me who really want to know how I'm actually doing, um, and just being able to talk freely about how I am, and having that non-judgmental space and friendships and relationships with people, I think is something that helped me through. Also, the Cork Migrant Centre have been incredible in supporting me, and even the occupational therapy department as well. Um, I think I think through OT, I've learned a lot about reflective practice, and using occupations, which are like activities that are most meaningful to you, to help you, I guess, keep moving and keep doing the things you love, and give you purpose. And I think purpose for me is one of my core values. It's something that keeps me going. And I think, although I was going through a lot during the process of writing the song during COVID, and all the intense emotions, I felt like the purpose was more important to me than everything else that was surrounding it. And I guess that's what kind of kept me grounded and at baseline, as they say. So yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that. How do you feel after writing this song? Not how did you feel now, because it's changing, I presume.
Yeah,
How do you feel now at this very moment about you've written this song, it's out there?
like right now, is it?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I feel good. I feel empowered. I feel like I use my voice to good use. Sometimes I've done projects where I've reflected back and I've cringed. But I think this project meant a lot to me. There was a lot of research done behind the scenes. There was a lot of supports. Like I can't say I fully wrote the song myself because there
Mm.
was so much conversation had around the song. Um, but since it's been out, I feel like I've almost found my voice and my calling in music almost. I wouldn't like to say that I'm a social justice rapper, but I feel like that's where I'm leaning towards. I feel like I want to raise awareness through my music. I feel like it's very impactful. I feel like even if I reach one or two people and they hear the message and they pass it on to someone else, it's better than me just making a party song. And party songs are good. I admire artists that do it because partying helps you de-stress and all that. It's all good, but it's not for me. I feel like I do want to raise more awareness. I do want to be in tune with what's happening in my community, and I want to proactively, I guess, mentor the younger generation. That's what I currently work as, and I always tell the young people to speak their truth. I always tell them, you know what, maybe you should not talk about A, B, C, and D, and maybe actually talk about issues that are concerning to you. Look into your community. So I'm always advising them to do what I'm doing right now, which I wasn't doing before. So I feel like I almost have to practice what I preach, and I'm so satisfied with the release. I'm so satisfied with the team and the outcome. I'm just sometimes I watch it and I'm still blown away. You know, I'm like, this is like a movie to me because the quality that we released, the it looks like it just looks amazing, and the feedback from people has just been unbelievable. People think like people treat me like a superstar sometimes, and I'm like, I'm just a I'm just a guy from Cork, you know, that loves doing music. So yeah.
Well, I think you should claim superstar status. You have written a powerful song, and you felt very powerful, strong emotions while writing the song. You've shared how you feel as of today, now that the song is out, because it was a release of pain that you were feeling. So can you describe the moment when you finished writing that song and any thoughts that went through your mind and your heart? Can you remember? Can you describe?
Yeah, there was a lot. I was angry. I was angry. I think I was angry at the fact that I had to write such
Mm.
a song. Um, I was frustrated. Um, but I was excited because I think I learned a lot. Like I was looking at my lyrics and I was like, wow, I was so happy with my lyrics. I was like, where did some of this come from sometimes? Is because you just pour it out and you're like, I had that moment to read back over it and I was like, this is actually really cool. I'm talking about things that I've never talked about before in music, and I'm using metaphors and a different style, a different approach that I usually use. And I felt like I was in tune with myself once I was looking back at the lyrics. Um, I think what I loved was I was happy as well because I managed to talk about who I am as a person through the music. I talked about like the royalty, um, like almost before I talked about like pre-colonization a little bit, and then I'm talking about post-colonization, and I managed to talk about both and make it make sense almost, which is something I was proud as well. So I was I had pride in what I accomplished with the song. But there was a bowl of mixed emotions. I was angry, frustrated, happy, sad, everything you can imagine. Just And I think it went on for a few days, and then I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah.
Yeah. Um, it's the it's important to go into the past to go forward. Would you agree with
Yeah,
that?
100%.
And your song, the visualization, and also the lyrics is proof of that. So that might was that enjoyable? Well, is that the right word, enjoyable? No, I would put words in your mouth. How is that to go into your past to unpack what you've learned about your history
Mm,
and in a global context, and then to be like, oh, so this is what my ancestors also did. Thank
mm,
you. Whoa. And why is nobody talking about it? And so though that's going on
mm,
visually, so that's being transmuted for
mm.
all of us to be like, whoa. So how does that how does how do you feel about that? How can you how I want to know how do you feel? Do you feel like you want to do this again and again? Do you feel you have the resources within you to do that over and over again? And I'm only asking because I want to know how can other human beings support you if that is the way you want to go, if that is the way you want to fulfill your purpose by going back and then go forward. How can other people be of help to you?
I think reflecting back again, it's like I think that's why I had so many mixed emotions.
Mm,
I was angry at the fact again that I had to talk about our present circumstances, situation. But I was happy and proud that I was managed to go back into history and find a truth that hasn't been unveiled. I feel something that's been almost hidden. Um, and to go back and know that, oh, my ancestors actually came from royalty. They were powerful people. They were educated people. It made me feel like it made me feel empowered. It made me feel more confident in who I am. I think when I think back to when I even first came to Ireland, um, everything about Africa was stigmatized. We're poor, uneducated. Uh, Everything was just negative. But then when you actually look deep into the history, it's the opposite. And I think education is power. I know I say exploitation, power, greed, but I think it's what you do with the power. I think is most important. And I feel like if anybody would want to support me or help me, I feel like I would say educate yourself. Um, don't take things like if I said black is black or white is white or leaves are green, don't just take my word for it. Like look it up, um, and find out the information for yourself and be like, okay, yeah, okay, leaves are green. And also, if you come across information that you think would be good for me to see about who I am as a person, maybe about facts about Africa that are positive, or maybe about a current situation that's happening in Ireland today, send it on to me. This is the stuff that I want to write about. I'm looking at like the housing crisis. I'm looking at homelessness. I'm looking at everything um, that we are oppressed by. I know I talk a lot about my personal experiences, um, and I think I started with EPG because it was just in that moment, it was what I was feeling. But right now I'm a student as well, and I am struggling with the housing crisis myself. And I have mates and people that I know that are homeless. So there's other areas I want to tap into as well. So if people have information, pass it on to me. And if people even want to help with the songwriting process, pass it on to me. If you want to feature me in a song that you feel, oh, Olympio would make sense for this type of feature, pass it on to me. Contact me. let's work. I'm looking to feature people. I'm looking to work with like-minded people. So that's where I'm at the moment. So let's talk. I think discussion, conversation is key to starting something. So yeah.
I'd love to keep talking about the protest aspect of EPG, and we can talk till the cows come home. Okay, I'm going to stop that now because I want to talk about the video. And even before the video, I want to talk about the song itself, the sound of the song.
Okay.
You know, the music of it. Like, I do want to bounce. When I'm watching that, I do want to bounce. I mean, I want to protest, but I also want to bounce.
Good.
How did you do that?
So I actually, there was a producer I got onto, and he had this beat, and I was like, I love this beat. This beat is bouncy. It's got bass. It tells its own story without me saying a lot. It has like a punch, you know. It has like a aggression to it, almost like an
Yeah,
edginess to it.
and it's also very sparse. You know, it's
Yeah,
empty. So it feels like,
yeah.
which if it feels open.
It
You
empowered
want to
me.
bounce, but you know that you've got all this
Yeah,
space on the dance floor. You don't, it's in your head. The dance floor is packed, but you
yeah,
feel like you have
yeah,
um the space to breathe, which is the opposite
yeah,
of the lyrics. It's magnificent.
yeah.
And I'm not someone
Thank you.
who grew up listening to loads of music. And so I appreciate that sound very much, Olympio and your producer. So about the crew, tell us about Andrea Williams, who directed along with, oh, I cannot remember their name right now.
Juan Predigal.
João. João, yes. Andrea
Yeah.
and João. So yeah, and the casting. There are two people I know who are in it. There's others who I'm sure I'll find them walking around and be like, how do I know you? So it's tell us about the crew as much as you can tell us about them.
So, whew, okay. So with this song, I remember I was with Juan, Andrea, Tiago, and Vanula, and we're all listening to the song. And I was excited. I was like, guys, check out this song. I recorded it a few months back. What do you think? They all got super excited. They were like, the message is amazing. The beat, like yourself, like you just said yourself, they were like, this is perfect. And then they got excited. They were like, let's work on a project. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So they were asking me about my ideas. Andrea really kind of almost, it wasn't like Andrea didn't just take the song and said, oh, I have this idea. It was prolonged like conversations, asking me like, what do I want? What do I want to portray? What do I want to show the world? And she would then kind of add maybe her ideas as well. So it was just bouncing back ideas. And then one day she just came up with this like blueprint of the whole project, with images, what's going to happen here, this what areas we're going to go to. Like everything was just like down to like the clothes, where we're going, the type of character you're going to play, the type of characters other people are going to play. Everything down to a T was blueprinted. So I was like, this is amazing. So then we just looked for the locations, um, and we started shooting. And it was a long process, but it was so fun because I got to shoot it with like family with, and friends. It's not like I had to source people and have this like casting call. It was people around me that also believed in the message, that wanted to be a part of it. And like I feel like every character, as you saw in the music video, was like they almost really encompass the character. And I feel like that can only happen if you believe in what you're in the character you're playing. Um, like everyone knows me as this kind of like timid and kind of quiet, shy guy. But in the music video, I was like, like, don't mess with this guy, you know. I was like a king, and people that know me and watch the video were kind of scratching their heads, like, what? You know. And that was all Andrea's doing. Like, she behind the scenes, you don't see her in the video, but like, she's like really like pushing me to play this character and be comfortable, and she makes everybody so comfortable. And I, up till now, I don't know how she does it, but she just has this, she's a good director, and it's more, it's not even about the direction, it's, she cares for the people, you know, and she cares for the story and the message to be portrayed properly. And then Juan, the camera guy, like, I'm used to being in front of the camera because I'm a musician and I've done a bit of modeling and stuff, but I was so comfortable. And his movement with the camera, and he'd be like, he'd get a shot, he'd be like, oh, can you do this, do this? Andrea would be like, can you do this, do this? And he'd get the shot and be like, okay, that's done. And I'm like, that was quick. He knows exactly what he wants, and he'll take the shot, he gets it, and it's done. I've worked with other people, I'm not going to mention names. Everybody that I've worked with, you've been amazing. But sometimes we've been there for hours just trying to get one shot, and it's been painful. And then it's like my emotion and stuff has kind of, the emotion I'm trying to portray, I get tired, so I can't like portray it anymore. But with Juan, the energy is always there. And he's just a chill guy as well. Like, if you meet Juan, he's so chill. And the whole team are just all about empowering everybody and making everybody comfortable. There was Tiago as well. He was like almost mentoring me. Like, there was times where I was just like, I'm tired, I don't think I could do it today. Well, he's the type of guy that would like be like, come here, let me have a chat with you. And he'll just say a few words, and then I'm just like, I'm back to being King Olympio or whatever, you know. But yeah, the whole team was just really uplifting. And even like the cast, like, everybody was boosting each other up. And it just felt like family just came to do a project. Everybody felt like, I felt like I did it with my brothers and sisters. It was just so, we're so close. And like, I almost feel like the next project I do, I want to get the same people, and people might get sick of seeing the same faces, but that's how comfortable I was with the crew. The makeup artist, Billy, as well, she's amazing. She, I know nothing about makeup, but when, after she did my makeup, I felt like, yeah, okay, cool. I feel empowered, you know. It added to the character. There was Elton, who actually just came to support during the shoot, and before you know it, he was in the music video. Andrea was like, just looking at Elton, she was like, you know what, try this on. And he was like, yeah, okay. And then before you know it, he's doing a scene where he's shaking his hair, and he's like, he's just being powerful. And Elton is also like, before it, I he's outgoing, he's cool, he's social and all that, but I felt like he's an artist. Maybe should Elton maybe stay, you know, in his lane and do like the painting and the art stuff. And before you know it, he had on the attire, he got his hair out, and he just became this animal in front of the camera. And I was just like, whoa, this is amazing. And it suited him down to the ground, you know. It just made sense. And again, because he also believed in the message, I think he just really wanted to be a part of it. So shout out to everybody in the cast. I'm gonna do a shout out to Yinya, Anne, Fanula, Elton, Taku, Aaron, Eman. There's two Emmanuels who were there. Who else? Tiago Williams, Juan, Tiago Jr., Andrea. There were so many people. Oh, the Black Market. I gotta give a big shout out to the Black Market. Damien from the Black Market, he facilitated so much time for us, and we're so appreciative of that. He's also helped with sharing and stuff. So Damien is A1 from the Black Market. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's a sounds like a great set.
Yeah,
And can I point out that this was a set filled with diverse people with diverse cultural and professional backgrounds. And I too, when I saw Elton, I was like, okay, I can deal with one transformation, even
yeah,
three transformations, a few of where one out of the three I don't know, right? I can accept that, or I know two of them and I don't know one person. But then I see Elton, and Good Day Cork has interviewed Elton as well, and I have also met Elton for the first time only for a few months ago, and he is also very coy and quiet. And
yeah.
Elton was at an event. He was there to be the guest speaker, and Elton says two lines, two lines.
Oh
So
God.
yes, that surprise was really for me like, yeah, this is brilliant. This is what I'm saying. I was like, what's going on? This is very exciting because it just it shows younger people from different backgrounds um a video where you can actually see the joy of being a human being.
Mm, mhm.
And yes, where you come from, where you grew up, what you believe in matters. And here they are created, and they're in this video for you to enjoy and aspire to be whoever it is you want to be. It's just great for media, Irish media. We should be very excited. I'm very excited. And it's pure Cork, like it's
Yeah,
mostly Cork people, which
yeah,
is even more freaking amazing. So if I could, I won't, because I did loads of squats. My thighs are hurting. I would give a standing ovation. I did when I watched the video. I was like, no one can hear me. But yes, it's really exciting for the Irish mediascape and the music scene to
mm,
have this created. And it is only from here where this is a it's a huge benchmark. I have no idea how you're going to beat this, how any of you are going to beat this.
yeah.
you know I mean, which is great. It only means there's room for many more collaboration, and rock on, all of you, just rock on.
Thank
you
you.
know you know I did say that we could talk about the protest aspect of the music till the cows come home, and we're going to end this interview with this question, but you also already answered it. You said, I've always loved the party music, but I don't think I want to do the party music. So my question is, all the work that you do with young people, via the Cork Migrant Centre and all the other spaces as well. Am I right that you were in an anti-racism discussion from Cumbria with a group from Cumbria, you, Fionnuala, and other people from via the Cork Migrant Centre? Am I right?
No,
Okay, so this is huge to be able to learn from other people and to support your activism, to support the programs that you were designing. So all of this does influence your music, right? Everything is there and it helps you to create the powerful music. But how important is that? You did say your sense of purpose is that, but is it really crucial? And is it unforgivable to make party music for you? Are you going to be that person? If I make party music, consider me as gone,
oh no,
lost.
no, 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 no. Like that. I'm just talking in the moment. Tomorrow I could do a party song, you know. But I think everybody has different characters to them. You know, I'm not just this social justice
Yeah.
warrior guy.
Personality traits, we're all
Yeah,
very multi-dimensional.
exactly. I like to party, so it depends. I think I'm I'm all about vibes and mood. Um, so if I'm in the mood or in the vibe to write a party song, I'm gonna write a party song. So what I said earlier, um, yeah, I'm not going to put myself in that box. I'm not just that. There's so much more to me. And to be honest, I think you will hear a party song from me, and you will hear other types of songs. I love Kendrick Lamar. I love J. Cole. I love 50 Cent. I love so many artists that I've looked up to, Eminem, like so many of them, and they are all different to each other. And they've all done like party songs, songs for the clubs, songs for to make you think, songs to reflect, songs to almost change your perspective on life and stuff. So I guess, yeah, I'm not one dimensional. So there will be more tunes for the head top.
Yes. I think the question was an invitation for you to claim all your dimensions in this interview because, yeah, damn. And then I presume that even when you would make a parody song, there will be the different values that guide you that come out of it. You will remember all these other things that have influenced you from life to create one of the most incredibly powerful party song.
That's it. That's it. There's always going to be a little bit of purpose thrown in there.
Yes. we're partying on the bus on the way to a protest. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope Olympio to also maybe hear multilingual music from you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm working
Are
on it.
you multilingual? Are you bilingual?
I'm not,
Mm.
but I do plan to use some of my mother's tongue, which is Ewe, which is like a dialect of French. I'm from Togo, um, and even Irish. So I'm planning to mix language definitely in my upcoming album, which I'm working on at the moment. So yeah.
Yes, because you said it. I'm not one dimension. There are all these aspects to me, and you need all of that to live,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
to experience life. So, in while you're a musician, I don't think any musician artist needs to isolate and create this one piece. I think they all need to merge and make a big stew out of it and then produce what needs to come out. So that's brilliant. I wish you every success.
Thank
I
you.
hope to bump into you, I don't know, at Fitzgerald Park or something. And I haven't seen, I did. Oh, that's anyway. This is now going into waffle. I admire you. I admire all of the work you do, and kudos to everyone who's around you, who helps you, and you help them. Just rock on and have a blast. Look after yourself, and where should people listen to your song?
Um, so if you look up Olympio, you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube. The best option would be to follow me on Instagram. If you have Instagram at Olympio_official, and hit my link tree, and you'd see all the information there.
That's right. And I will put all of the description in all of the posts and everything that goes out in newsletters, posts, and even on WhatsApp. I will put it out everywhere as well. Olympia, it was a pleasure to talk to you, buddy. Really, it's brilliant. You are amazing. And I want to now stop this live. I have no idea how to do that, but I will figure it out now.
No worries. Thanks for having me, and have a good
Cheers,
day.
buddy.